We're going to make a demonstration video on how to install the firmware when we receive the Cuvex BIT device from the factory. You always need to have the Cuvex BIT device connected to a smartphone via USB-C with the Cuvex app installed. The Cuvex device does not work if it's connected to a charger or to a PC. It requires that both power and data come from the smartphone. Otherwise, the communications would fail. When you disconnect the Cuvex device from the USB-C cable, it restarts and erases all the processes or information it was handling at that moment. The Cuvex app is a very simple app for iOS and Android that doesn't ask for any personal information at all. You just have to set up a PIN, and the update process is very straightforward. We go to the main menu of the app. In the main menu, we have the option Device Update. We select Cuvex BIT. It asks us to confirm that we're connected via USB-C and that we're in the firmware update process. It's a process that comes from the factory, thanks to the bootloader, and we really don't have to do anything. Just connect it through the USB-C port. When we click Connect on Cuvex, it shows us a screen with the latest firmware version we've downloaded from the servers. It's always a good idea to check if there's a new version available on the servers. Right now, the latest version is already downloaded on the smartphone. We repeat the process, confirm that we are connected to the Cuvex BIT via USB-C, and now we proceed with the firmware installation. It confirms the firmware information that we're about to install. We're going to connect, and now it asks us for access to the shared folder created by the Cuvex BIT device. In other words, there's no direct communication between the smartphone and the device. What happens is that the device creates something similar to a flash drive, an external memory unit, where both the app and the device can read and write. And that's how they share files and communicate with each other. So it's completely separate from any physical connection between the app and the device. We authorize the fold-in. Let's explain this clearly, because right now it has remembered the folder from a previous connection. But normally, when we do this for the first time, the file manager might open up, showing us the local folders on the iPhone. Also, since the Cuvex app is installed, there's already a default folder on the device called Cuvex, and it has the Cuvex logo. This is not the folder to use. We always have to choose from the main menu the drive or external device called Cuvex, not the files from the phone itself, or the files we have on drive or any other connection. We always have to select the Cuvex device. Now, inside here, we have a folder also called Cuvex, and that's the one we need to share. We grant permissions, and from this point on, communications begin, and the smartphone is now sending all the information to the device. If we want, which we haven't done before, this process can be done completely offline. Now, once we've downloaded the firmware to the smartphone, we don't need any kind of connection to carry out this process with the Cuvex device. In just a couple of minutes, this will be updated. As you can see, when the process is finished, the app already shows the OK for the firmware installation. And that's everything from our side. We can go back to the main menu, and the Cuvex device is now completely restarted and running with the application software. From now on, all that's left is to set the language. It is an exceptionally beneficial and practical idea to give the device a unique alias, so you can conveniently and quickly identify its specific location at home. Every single time you start it up, you will be able to clearly see the unique name you have assigned to your device. This is especially helpful if you happen to have more than one unit, so you can be absolutely sure you are operating the exact and correct piece of equipment for your needs. From this point on, all of the various features are completely ready to use. All the Cuvex options and settings are now fully available for you.